The B29 came into existence during the crucible of World War II and was the mainstay of America's war with Japan and later with North Korea during the Korean conflict. During the atomic bomb tests in the late 1940s conducted in the southwestern United States, B29s were used for conducting atmospheric research to determine levels of radiation and fallout. During one of these missions in July 1948, one of these aircraft went down. A sonar target which matched the dimensions of a B-29 was located in the waters of Lake Mead in early 2002. VIDEORAY was called in to perform a site investigation by the National Park Service. The wreck was initially located by VIDEORAY with use of its onboard scanning sonar. The wreck was positively identified through viewing of the serial number painted on the tail of the aircraft. The general wreck orientation was noted to be with the nose of the aircraft pointing approximately 330 degrees magnetic. The left wing of the aircraft was above the silt level, allowing for access to the underside of the wing and investigation of the underside of the engine nacelles as well as the landing gear. The fuselage was found to be broken from the bottom in an upward direction, indicating a strong bending moment from the tail vertically. In conjunction with the damage to the fuselage was the missing tail cone. If you look closely, the rivets are torn from their holes cleanly, indicating a quick and forceful rip from their mounts. Engines numbered 2 through 4 were missing from their engine mounts, probably caused by the initial impact with the water, and were located some distance from the main aircraft wreck. The number 1 engine was still attached, allowing for investigation by VIDEORAY. VIDEORAY was able to dig in close to positively identify the serial number of the engine, as well as the small details of the condition as the wreck lay. During the survey of the bottom of the wing, access was found into the bomb bay, exposing an oxygen canister as well as a hydraulic actuator, obviously not attached to the missing bomb bay doors. A view of the nose of the aircraft clearly shows the nose section ruptured and splayed, indicating damage from water contact. Both pilots' escape hatches were open, probably done during escape from the aircraft before sinking. VIDEORAY was able to gain full access into the forward pressured vessel through these openings as well as through the open nose, with penetrations all the way to the pressurized crawl space over the bomb bay. As you can see, the wheel of the aircraft is hard over to the right, indicating probable efforts by the pilots to keep the heavy left wing with the only engine attached from causing the aircraft to depart controlled flight. Moving the sub higher over the pilot's seat shows the controls and instruments as the pilot saw them just before impact. You might notice that the pilot's attitude indicator and directional gyro are missing from their mounts inside the instrument. Moving further back inside the cabin, we investigate the position of the engine controls at the flight engineer station. As you can see, the mixture controls for the engines are in various stages from full rich to lean to cutoff. The throttles are in the full open position. Some questions were raised as to the crew's usage of oxygen during the mission, possibly causing problems in judgment due to hypoxia. Here we see the position of a crew member's oxygen diluter regulator. From a review of the climatic conditions at the time of the accident, it appears that this controlled flight into water was caused by the pilot's loss of depth perception over the water due to the calm, glassy water conditions that day. Upon initial contact with the water, 3 of the aircraft's engines were ripped from their mounts. From the condition of the propellers on the number 1 engine, it was probably due to the orientation of the propellers at the time of the impact. Due to the loss of the tail cone and the damage to the fuselage, it would appear that the aircraft experienced a hard pitch-up condition due to the change in center of gravity after the loss of the engines. This caused the aircraft to contact the water a second time in a very nose-high attitude, separating the tail cone, breaking the skin, stringers, and longerons after the scanner's location. The landing gear was found in an up and locked position, and damage was found to the front edge of the left wing. Those indications, along with the hard over left position of the rudder, indicate the pilots were wrestling to keep the aircraft's longitudinal axis aligned with the direction of flight. Since the direction of flight at the time of the accident was southerly, obviously the aircraft contacted the water, left wing down, then swung around approximately 210 degrees before coming to rest on the bottom of the lake. This entire investigation took place with minimal mobilization time, with no National Park Service divers incurring the danger of a deep water dive down to the wreck site. VIDEORAY would like to thank both the National Park Service's Lake Mead and Submerged Cultural Resources units for their help and support during this operation. We would also like to thank Korean War veteran B29 pilot C.J. Christ for his invaluable assistance and expertise during this investigation. Thanks, guys.